What up, brother? Just right here, editing my book. What up? I know, right? I'm about to go outside and spark up in a second. Spark up. Spark up. Yeah, no one's home, bro. It's just me. Yep. What you guys doing today? Zambia, loving your videos. Wow. So right now, I'm talking about the Buddha. Basically, the Buddha is asked a question. Why don't you conquer the world? And Buddha said, I have conquered the world. But the man said, why don't you have a mansion and money? You look poor. Well, the Buddha is rich in friendship and everyone accepts him anywhere. So he doesn't need money to fly to go to Australia. All he has to do is call his friend and say, hey, can you buy me a flight? Can I come at your house? And he has friends that will pay for him. He has friends that will feed him. So he is rich in friends. Buddha can go anywhere in the world. He doesn't need money. So the point is that you don't conquer the world by domination or submission. So you don't conquer the world by conquest or by compromisation. You conquer the world by inclusion. You include the world. Exactly, just like Jesus. What does Jesus do? He includes both. He includes heaven and earth, and they're included. So there you go. He doesn't choose the mind over the body or the body over the mind. He has all the keys on his little handle. So that's it. The Buddha conquers the world not by conquering domination, not by compromising submission. He is including the world. That's how you rule the world. You're such a good person, you're accepted everywhere. And now we're gonna go spark up. Let's go spark. You guys ready? All right, we're gonna spark up. Spark up. Kiki. All right, man. We about to spark. Cannibalism. No one takes you serious. Good. I don't want people to take me serious. I want them to judge me, and then we can judge them. I want the non-woke people to judge me, right? Judge me improperly. It's not proper to judge someone based on what they look like. So I'm gonna let you make an improper mistake so that I can properly judge you. When you improperly judge me, when you open your mouth or when you start typing and improperly judge me based on my appearance, I can properly judge you based on your actions. You did something. I didn't do anything. I just sat here. And then you started judging me. So you suffer from judgmentalism. You suffer from surface level judgment. The Bible says you shall not judge people based on their appearance. That means you are inaccurately judging someone. Now I can accurately judge you after you inaccurately judged me. Oh, so you're a person who inaccurately judges people. You're an inaccurate judger, aren't you? No, that's what you do, brother. You judge everything you see here. And it is very common. That's why the truth are in the movies, the lies are in the news. Everything popular is not true, and everything true is not popular. So if it's common, it's wrong. Usually the truth is uncommon. That's why the Bible says heaven is a narrow path. Not everyone is going to be able to get to heaven. It's a narrow path. You think it was going to be wide? Of course not. All right, guys, spark up time. So remember, the key to heaven is inclusion, not conquering, not submitting. You don't submit to God, you don't take over God. You include God. You include heaven and you include earth, and now heaven and earth are yours. And you're like Jesus with the keys to heaven and earth. It's not about conquering, it's not about compromising, it's right in the middle path. This is the way. Inclusion. You don't make your friend by forcing him to be your friend. You include him. Hey, I sent you an invitation. You can either decline or accept. Because you didn't force him, he's going to accept. If he's smart. It's so windy, man. I'm trying to spark up. I can't even spark. Woo! That's some good lettuce. Oh, God. What's that Hebrew on your neck? It's God's name. Jesus. One second. It's God and Jesus. So, this is important. God is Yod He Vav He. Let me show you. So God is Yod He Vav He. Look at this. Check this out. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Okay, so look.
Look at this. I'm gonna blow you away. This is God's name. Watch. Come on, where are the zodiacs? Right here. Um, this is God's name. Yod He Vav He. That's what I have right here. It's the black letters. Yod He Vav He. It's right here. Yod He Vav He, Yahweh, which is God. Jesus adds the SH. So, you can add the SH to the Yod He Vav He, and you have Yod He Shin Vav He. Yod He Shin Vav He. So, this is Yahweh Shai, but you can also put Yahshua. Jesus, Yahshua. This is the top of my head. I literally have the yin and yang at the top of my head. I have Aquarius on my forehead and truth on my chin. So what else were we saying? Okay, so look. This is the tarot card. Why is there a Yod He Vav He on the tarot? This is the number 10 tarot. Yod He Vav He. The Shin would be in the middle. The Yod He Vav He are the elements, and the elements are the states of consciousness. So look, this is the eagle, which is Scorpio. Leo is fire, Taurus is earth, Aquarius is air. So you have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. These four angels, the man, the eagle, the lion, and the bull. Well, Leo is the fire sign, Taurus is an earth sign, Scorpio is a water sign, Aquarius is an air. Earth is action, your body. Fire is willpower, your awareness. Water is your emotion, and air is your thoughts. So, Jesus would be awareness itself that observes these. You observe your thoughts, you observe your emotion, you observe the actions, and Jesus would be the Leo. Jesus is the lion of the tribe of Judah and holds the scepter. He is Leo, the fire, the awareness. But he's consciousness itself, which would be the fifth one in the middle. So it's Yeshua. This is Jesus, the middle. That's why he's always inside of the Veshika Pisces. He's inside of the two circles. And that's why he's the fisher of men. And he's between the four earth, he's between the four elements. And he is awareness itself. He is awareness. Where's it at? So why do I have the fire on my head? Because it says this: fire and water, clear expressions of those distinctions. The greatest contrast, through the greatest contrast, awareness becomes evident. Contrast reveals the witness, witness reveals the truth. You cannot observe the observer directly. How do you observe the observer? The inner witness, the watcher, the seer, this eye inside of you, the thing that sees, your awareness, your consciousness, your soul. That soul observer is not witnessable directly. You can't observe the observer. It is the observer. It's not a standalone object. It is a function. It is an activity that's happening. It is the observer. It's observing. So you can't observe yourself. Therefore, you can only observe yourself indirectly through the content that you're witnessing or that you're observing. So you're either observing your body or you're observing the mind, the dreams. So you're having dreams or you're experiencing reality. There's only two contents, that inner or outer. There's no in between. If you think you're in between, you're actually on the inside. You're witnessing the mind and you think that you're somewhere else, not in the mind. You're only in the two. So people who astral travel or leave their body, they don't leave their body, they enter their mind. Simple. You enter your mind. So at the end of the day, it's it's Jesus, which is Christ, which is the center, which is the axis of awareness. Everything else is content. You have the two masculine letters on this side, which is Yod He, fire and air. Then you have Vav He, which is water and earth. Water and earth are actually the two elements that are pointing down. So these are the two earthly, lower, motherly. These are the two masculine, air and fire, earth and water. When you look up, you see air and fire, the sun and the air. And when you look down, you see water and earth, the ocean floor and the ocean itself. So you see earth and water at the bottom, air and fire at the top. That's masculine above, fire below, water. Masculine fire above, Father Sky, Mother Earth below. And that's Yod He Vav He. This would be the Shin, the fifth element, which would be consciousness itself, awareness, the observer. Are you observe? You can't observe the observer directly, only indirectly through the content that it witnesses, either waking Father Sky or sleeping Mother Earth, the moon. When you're awake, my bad. When you're awake, Father Sky. When you're asleep, Mother Earth, which is you. When you're asleep, it's Father Sky, your body. God damn it. When you're awake, it's Father Sky, that's your body. When you're asleep, it's Mother Earth. Your mind? Yes. Mother Earth, your mind. Anyways, it's vice versa. It switches because the point is, um, that's all there is. There's two pillars, and you don't want to merge the pillars. This is what Stranger Things was all about with Vecna when he tries to turn the abyss and merge it with the world. Vecna's trying to merge the abyss with reality, and there will be no distinctions between the two. The point is not to merge both pillars. It's to keep your options available, like this. That's pseudo-integration. You don't want a pseudo-integration. You want a true integration. So the goal is for peak perception, purified awareness, meta-awareness, meta-lucidity, Christ consciousness, super consciousness. And what is all that? Well, it's the flexible and mobile awareness, the ability to move across all states without identification with any. Well, what are the states? These are the states. This is the full map of consciousness. You're either awake or asleep, or you can combine them temporarily for lucid dreaming or lucid waking. The goal is to be able to move across all of them. You don't want to be stuck only in awake or only in asleep, or you don't want to be lucid dreaming forever. That's psychosis. So you want to be able to have meta lucidity and navigational authority of awareness. So this means you are the observer, the awareness. These are the four states of consciousness. You are consciousness itself. You want to be able to move this ball over the blue dot, which means you're dreaming. Now you're awake. See how it turns red? Now you can put it on top of the yellow thing. Now you're lucid dreaming and now you're lucid waking. You don't want to identify and be lucid dreaming and be a green ball forever. You can move the green ball and it's still going to be green no matter where you put it. You don't want to be the green ball. You just want to temporarily be the green ball, which means you be like water. You become the cup, you become the teapot, you become the red, the yellow, the blue, the green, etc. This is what it means to actually escape from the matrix. You don't escape, you unpin. The matrix is the mind and the body. It's not just the body. You don't escape to matrix and leave the body and go to the mind. You escape the matrix, which is stuck and fixated to one of them. Matrix is anything that you're stuck in. The matrix of your mind, the matrix of your body. You don't want to be stuck in the dream forever. That's hell. That's why Lucifer was cast out of heaven and God sent his favorite angel out of heaven. Why? Because if you're stuck there and you don't want to be there, it's hell. Even if someone else says, this is the funnest place in the world. Come to Disneyland. You don't want to be at Disneyland forever. You don't want to eat cotton candy the rest of your life forever. You want to go eat freaking lasagna. So the point is, being stuck in one place is hell, according to my book, according to me. So anyone else is going to tell you that hell is under your feet and heaven is in the clouds with some dude with some beard and you have to worship him forever. But I'm telling you, heaven is now, it's here. It's the ability to move across all states at will, to be the observer and not to be fixated on whatever is in front of you, content. So there's only two types of content. There's two modes. There's two states and two modes. The two states are you fixated or not fixated? Are you flexible or fixated? The two modes are waking and sleeping. So are you fixed on the dream or are you fixed on what you call reality, the waking reality? You could be flexible while you're awake, which means you're awake while you're awake. Because some people can say, oh, you're asleep, you're not woke. What does it mean to be woke? It means you have a higher awareness, even though you're awake. What does it mean to be lucid dreaming? Exactly. You can have a regular dream and then you can have a lucid dream, which means you're awake while you're asleep or you're asleep while you're asleep. So you can be awake while you're awake and you can be asleep while you're asleep. Or you can wake up while you're asleep and you can wake up while you're awake. Or you can actually When you wake up while you're awake, it means you can actually sleep while you're awake because you can bring dream content into reality, which is active imagination. Thank you, Carl Jung. Active imagination, yes, you can actually bring dreams into reality like now. There's a blue apple in my hand. You don't see it because you can't dream while you're awake. There's a blue apple, now it's a red apple, now it's a green apple, now there's a pumpkin in my hand. Now there's a whole. You can do anything you want with your mind when you know how to control it. Carl Jung. Carl Jung calls it active imagination. He's sick. I call it lucid waking. If you watch Stranger Things, Papa tells Eleven she's her dreams are bleeding into reality. So you can bleed your dreams into reality. Can you bleed your dreams into reality? Do you have active imagination, as Carl Jung calls it? So I teach people how to have active imagination, how to lucid dream, how to lucid wake, and how to have meta lucidity or meta state awareness. Or what else do I call it? There's a bunch of names for this. It's called peak perception, meta state awareness, super consciousness. This whole page is sick. You guys should read that. If I could focus, goddamn. Hold on. If someone says I am pure awareness, that identity can become just as fixed as I am my body, I am my thoughts. You don't want to identify as pure awareness. When I say back out of the body and back out of the mind, you don't want to say I am my body because you're not your body. You don't want to say I am my thoughts because you're not your thoughts. You're the observer, but you don't say I am the observer or I am only the observer because it's an observer, which is an act. It's an activity. It's a function. You're not the thing that observes. I mean, you're not the observer. You can't be pure awareness. What does that mean? You are aware of something. So look, let me just read to you this. The problem with I am pure awareness is that many people hear it as awareness existing independently of content. Awareness is always awareness of something, whether thoughts, emotions, or whatever. The goal is not to become pure awareness detached from experience. The goal is to become the crowned observer. Awareness is purified. So you can be the purified awareness, but not the pure awareness. Purified means you're not fixed on whatever you're watching. I'm the crowned observer, the enthroned observer. I am awareness freed from fixation. I'm the lifelong witness. See, why do I say lifelong? Because after you're dead, there is no witness. Yes, there's no soul. There is no afterlife. I mean, no, you heard it here. There is no spirits or ghosts or afterlife. Once your heart stops beating and your brain is no longer active, boom, you're done. There's no memories. You're donezo. There's nothing to see. The hero survives what ego cannot. True enemy is identification. I thought I had another thing that explained what the observer was all about. There is no observer. Yeah, the observer must observe something. So you can't just be pure observer. You have to observe the body or observe the mind. You can't back out of the body and the mind and just be in a black room and say, "Oh, I am the observer," like a eyeball just floating in the middle of the universe. No, that's not possible. Then you would just say, "I went unconscious." I wasn't witnessing the body or the mind. I was somewhere else. Nope, you were in the mind the whole time. Can't be somewhere else. What? Oh, that Basement Boy and Attic Girl. Oh, that book is gonna be so freaking fire, man. Look at this. Basement Boy and Attic Girl. Where is it at? It's on my cell phone. Um, yeah, life is somewhat complex, but it's also pretty simple. Divinity is simplicity, and The point is not to think too deeply, it's thinking clearly. Thinking B. Thinking B. I gotta spark up, man. I'm playing too much. Damn, you got haters in the chat. You got demons in the chat, man. Yep. So you guys want me to read to you my children's book? Not mine. Only. It's my wife and I's. Let's read to you the children's book. All right, we're gonna read the children's book. Let's go. It's called the World Heart Trilogy. So we're gonna start with book 1. This is Basement Boy and Attic Girl by Julio Castro and Maga de las Flores. So this is the basement. This is where he lives. He has a gold sun necklace and a magnifying glass so he can look at his creatures behind the amber wall. This is Attic Girl. She has a silver moon necklace. She has a telescope to see the stars that are far away in the sky. So she looks above, far away. He looks below, up and close and personal. So she has a circle window. He has a square window. This is how it starts. Page 1. There's a thunderstorm, there's a lightning storm, and the bird starts chirping like crazy. So she's like, "It's okay, bird, don't be scared." "It's okay," Luna whispered to the bird. She goes in the nest and she finds this glowing opal. Then she falls as soon as she grabs it. Boom! She falls. So this is like a nightmare. At the same time, this rock falls out of the chimney in Leo's room. So he just knows that there's a chimney in his room. He didn't. This never happened. There's a lightning storm, and boom, something gets dislodged and falls because the whole tree's vibrating. Remember, he lives in the tree. He's down here. He doesn't know she lives up there, and she doesn't know he lives down there. They do not know about each other. They're strangers. They just, Anyways, boom. He follows the glowworms that are behind his wall. They disappear, so he chases them and he goes behind. He goes through the glass. See, there's like terrariums, but they're embedded in his wall. They're made of tree sap. It's like artificial glass. I mean, natural glass. He goes up the stairs, but he's looking to the left. He doesn't even notice the Buddha right there at the middle. At the same time, Luna falls and she's caught by a dream catcher. Get it? Dream catcher? Because she was asleep, she fell, she got caught by a dream catcher. Boom. They change races, ethnicities for some reason. So here they are. He climbs up. She fell down, remember? He's climbing up to catch her to detangle her. They meet each other. Oh, he's wearing black, she's wearing white. Black, white, blue, pink. Boy, girl. They're not wearing their necklaces here for some reason. So they get down, they meet each other, and they find this book. He's not supposed to have tattoos yet. um the fireplace is a hearth and there's riddles and it says to fall be like water. So they figured out it's an elevator, the fireplace. But they have to make themselves heavy like water to go down and make themselves light like fire to go up. So when they both step on it, their combined weight makes it go down. They go to his room and he shows her his stuff and she ends up talking to his octopus because there's a key behind the amber that he was never able to reach, but she says, "Oh, I can just tell the octopus to get it." And so they get the key and he's like, "You can talk to animals? What the heck?" So then they're taking the key back upstairs. They don't know how to use the elevator at that moment, so they only use the elevator to go down. They have to walk back up. She can see the Buddha behind the wall because she has like an inner vision power. His power is on the outside. He's surface level, she's deeper. So he's looking left, she's looking right. He's black, she's white. He's etc. So look, he has tattoos on the surface. She can see the inner. They they uncover these rock climbing walls whenever they start removing some of the wall. Some of these rocks were loose, and so they pull them out, and then light shines through, and then it shines on the center of the floor, which is a plant. Then they take their crystals and they they realize that they have to make themselves light to be up to go up. And the way they do that is this was the light. They let the light enter the room, and when that light entered the room, the fireplace over here turned into an elevator. So then they went up to her room, and look, she finds this monocle. So he has a key, she has a monocle. Now he uses his key and he finds the Buddha statue. So now they both have an object. She has a piece of glass, he has a statue. It's golden glass. Actually, I think it's mostly they both have they both have objects. She can see through her piece of glass and she sees the giant Buddha statue. But this can see through the waterfall, so it's magical. Nobody you can't see this with a regular anything. You need this shard to see through the waterfall. So anyways, that was book 1. Now we're going to book 2. Inkfire, book 2. He's older now, and look, he still has his Buddha statue. Bam. So first, they get the government. We're leaving right off from part 1. The government comes and says, "You guys can't live here by yourself." Like, what the heck? She just lives up there. He lives in the bottom. So they get separated into foster homes. She still has her monocle. He still has his statue. And they're given cell phones, even though they're separated. They're given foster homes and cell phones. Glitch boy, anomaly girl. Glitch boy and anomaly girl. Boom. So at the same time, everyone around the world is having these dreams about this giant Buddha statue. They're just having these wild dreams, like they don't know what it means. Imagine just seeing this in your dream and then waking up. It's a giant statue. So moving on, the Sibylline siblings. People have been following them because they have like mystical powers and they're just weirdos. So they have their own followings and they actually meet up together at the treehouse again because remember they got kicked out. Well, they go back to this treehouse and they even though it's all boarded up and yellow taped up, they still they trespass and they go back to their home because that's where they grew up at. So she goes live and she's showing you, look, there's a Buddha inside the amber. Remember from part 1? She's like, there's a Buddha inside. You can't see it, but I can see it because she can show you how she can see things with her. Like she'll move it and you see nothing, and she'll put it and you can see it. So like we can see that her object is magical, and honestly, we can see what she already can without the monocle. She can see it without it. She doesn't need the monocle, but she needs the monocle to show us, to prove that she's not crazy. So she's like, look. So anyways, the cops are like, we have you surrounded, get out of the treehouse. And what happens is the freaking tree falls off, and it detaches from the roots, and it just becomes this floating log. It's like shit transforms. this it goes down the river, it goes down the waterfall and disappears behind the waterfall into a cave. And there's the tree right here. The kids are inside that tree still. His Buddha breaks, and she breaks her shard because they realize they don't want people to steal their objects that they can use. I forgot to tell you. I totally forgot to tell you, man. His Buddha statue, when he puts it on the ground, it moves and it faces wherever the giant Buddha statue is. So that's how she knew where to look. She knows where to point her object wherever his statue faces. So his object faces it. She uses her shard to look for it. So together they can find the giant Buddha, because that's what everybody was dreaming about. So they realize they only need each other. They don't actually need the object. Um, he starts glowing when he faces south. So they're going to take this amber Buddha statue, gold Buddha statue, they're going to take it to Antarctica. That's part 2. Now let's go to part 3. Boom. May Earth Rise. And it's because it's book 3, it's because he's made up of earth. So may he rise, the giant earth-made Buddha statue. So boom, they land in Antarctica. He's freaking glowing all over because he's basically a human detector. When he gets close to the Buddha statue, he glows, and she can sense it. She can see it. So they they put the Buddha in front of him. They meditate. They have all the pieces next to him. When they meditate and go Aum, the amber starts melting, and it reveals the Buddha statue. It is now uncovered by the amber, but now they're stuck inside the amber. But also, there's a giant Buddha statue beneath them now. So this cylinder starts to sink, and it becomes the chest piece to the giant Buddha statue. But wait, yeah, that's them in there. Bam, it's fire. So look at this guy. Look how huge. Boom. They are inside the amber. So now they make the Buddha goes from Antarctica and walks its way all the way to the center of the earth. Actually, to India, sorry. So there they are. And then everybody's going to say Aum, and then they're going to be released. See, they come out of the amber, and now they're separated. And now they both have tattoos and they both have powers. And so they go back to the tree that was just a log, and it actually grew now. It became a full tree again. And look, it has a balcony right there. So there's the axis of awareness, and there's the duality, and there's the bridge, and it becomes the tree house of harmony. There should be a sun and a moon right here. I'm going to edit that. So I love this because there's a tree behind the waterfall. It's freaking cool. And I think I'm going to put like a little Buddha statue at the top up here, meditating. The Buddha is what separates the water. I'll have the Buddha in the middle separating the waterfall and splitting it. This show was called Hot Body Cold Queen. Hot Boy and Cold Queen. Hey. So anyways, guys, that is the World Tree Trilogy. And I hope you all enjoyed. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is the World Tree Trilogy. And I'm excited because I'm telling you, it's gonna be a movie one day. It's gonna be a movie. Bro, we don't even need to buy it. Yeah, so you don't need to buy the book, but you're definitely gonna get tickets to see my movie. And also, um, I want you guys to be able to share that book with your kids. So you will still get the book. Just because you heard it doesn't mean you're not gonna. Yes, my wife and I worked on that. Um, she's credited on the first book because that's based. She's Attic Girl. Well, she helped me write the first book, and I wrote the next two books, Ink Fire and May Earth Rise. But I think I'm gonna give her. She might just be credited on all the books. I think I'll do that for sure. But why? Because we felt like writing a book about our lives, so that's why we wrote the book. There is no afterlife. The afterlife is when after people die, like there's still humans alive. So there's still life after you die. It doesn't mean the world ends. Life continues after you die, but not your life. Other people's lives. It was beautiful. Thank you. So there's a lot that I skipped in that movie. They basically both integrate the opposite aspects of each other so that they can become whole. That's why she has tattoos like him, and he can see like she can. The goal is to become a healthy, balanced human with integrity. Not only did they complete each other, they were complete within themselves. Yes. I know it's a kid book, but is there any type of government or special agencies hunting them? Yes. It's not just a kid's book. When they're children, it's a kid's book. But when the kids become teenagers, it becomes a teenager's comic book. When the teenagers become adults, like in their mid 20s, late 20s, it becomes an adult book, and then it's actually a movie. I wonder if it'll all be in the same movie or there'll be three different movies. Um, but it's a trilogy. So book one, book two, book three. Book one is for children, and it's when Basement Boy and Attic Girl are boys and girls, or a boy and a girl. And then you have basically um, uh, uh, Leo and Luna when they become teenagers. They're men and women now, or lady and dude. Oh, it should be basement lady and basement boy, basement dude and attic lady. Oh my god, basement bruh and attic gal, basement bruh. Oh, it's basement bro and attic sis. Basement bro and attic sis. Thank you, Brian Ball. Make sure to subscribe, brother. What up? Um, nice ink. Thank you. So the whole Israel thing, basically, um, I don't agree with wars. Wars are wrong. Not wars are wrong. Oh, look, there's a seed in here. So, yeah, man, like, you know, uh, people warring over there. Like, I think religions are wrong, man. Religions are wrong. The wars are because the religions are, it's backed by religion. You have religious authority. So we got to get the Pope out of out of the Vatican. Um, the synagogues were meant for learning astrology and the body and medicine and healing. So all the religion is doing is causing wars and separation. Um, instead of religion, religion is falling and spirituality is rising. That's what I think. I think religion needs to fall and spirituality needs to rise. And because religion hasn't fallen is why we have wars. And once religion falls, there will be no more wars. Not that bad. Link in my description, guys. Go check out all my 6 books. I'm writing 3 more as we speak. I just did a read aloud for 3 of them. So I actually have 6 books for sale right now, plus 3 more. I'm going to have 9 books total. Basement Boy, Book 1. Attic Girl, my bad. Basement Boy and Attic Girl, Book 1. Ink Fire, Book 2. May Earth Rise, Book 3. This is the World Heart Trilogy. World Heart Trilogy. Man, did you notice how they changed the races? Like, so awesome. They were like Asian at one point. Look. It's so funny. They were 3 different ethnicities in one book. This one. So you have May Earth Rise, Ink Fire, and Basement Boy and Attic Girl. So look. Tell me the ethnicities you notice. So okay, Lil Brunette, Lil Basement Boy and Attic Girl. So boom. Then you got her here, here. All right, pretty consistent. Boom. Here. All right. Then we got boom. All right. Boom. And then look. Keep going. Okay. Boom. Keep going. Keep going. Boom. And then look at this. Look what we got at the end. Watch this. Boom. We got the little anime version. I thought that was pretty dope. This is one of my favorite ones, favorite pages. Leo and Luna. Bam. Um, so yeah, that's Basement Boy and Attic Girl. That one is fire. That one's fire.
Any song requests, guys? I'm glad you heard that, Cloud Wizard. Thanks, brother. Can you tell me your take on the firmament, or do you know what it is? I just wanted your opinion. Yeah, so I actually have a book called The Hearth Book, and the firmament is nothing other than the Earth's electromagnetic field. It's the electromagnetic toroidal field that is encompassing the basically everything is motion and everything is basically energy, frequency, and vibration. So all is magnetism. Santo said it himself. It's just the different frequencies which create the different levels of subtlety or grossness. Like the difference between light and matter, or spirit and matter, is just the rotation rate of the atoms, the speed, and that's what gives you the different elements. So the different elements, like helium or carbon, helium is one proton, one neutron, one electron. Carbon is six protons, six neutrons, six electrons. So carbon is heavier than helium, so helium rises and goes up, and carbon falls down. So helium is also flammable, which is light. It's luminous, and you have things that are non-luminous. So you have just things that are bright and light. So what are the stars? Well, the sun is a giant helium gas, fiery, whatever. But technically, it's just saying it's at a whole um, it's a different element. It's a different atomic um, makeup, and it's a different speed. And that's what differentiates the planets. They're different speeds. I guess they're different sizes, but what we're dealing with is everything is different because of the speed. Simply, that's literally the only difference. That's the only difference. Like, what is the difference? Oh, it's really just speed. Um, what does it have to do with me getting a job? Well, that's the job. Me telling you that it only has to do with speed, everything, nothing else has to not do with speed. Everything has to do with speed, because without speed, then you wouldn't have the difference. You wouldn't have distinctions or contrast. So it wouldn't be speed in general, it would be the difference of speed. Without contrast, then you wouldn't have reality. And the contrast is in the motion, the difference of the motion, the difference in speed. Yeah, you just got, haters in the chat that don't understand anything at all. So they want to hate and get mad. Well, that's on them. I'm going to let you punch the air. Yeah, they say, yeah, they're just mad that they have to, they're mad because they feel like they have to work their ass off while I just get to sit here and make money from my book, as if I just manifested that book from my thoughts or something. Like, I just woke up one day and the book was there. No, I worked my ass off making that book. And so now I get to sit back and sell my book. And you still have haters saying, they're just mad that that it seems like I got it easy. They're jealous. They wish they were me, really. They just really wish they were me. And they're mad that they're not. So every tattoo on my body is in my book. That's simply why I tattooed or got my face tattooed, because I'm getting paid for my book for the rest of my life, or my books, and therefore I'm not going to need a regular job. I don't need to. I don't need to follow a certain what is it called? Dress code. I don't have a dress code.
I work, I sell my own books. I write my own books, promote my own books, and soon I'm going to publish my own books, copyright my own books. So it's that simple. It's really that simple. They look great. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, Cloud Wizard. Um, I said helium, didn't I? I meant to say hydrogen. Hydrogen is one proton, one neutron, one electron. Helium is two protons, two neutrons, two electrons. What am I thinking? Why did I say helium? The two lightest elements are hydrogen and helium. So, yeah, when we say it's the waters above, there's nothing above helium. And helium, why do I keep saying helium? The waters above is hydrogen. And hydrogen goes up. That's why you have the clouds. Because the water evaporates and goes up and separates. Um, the waters above is the hydrogen, which is gas. It's not liquid. People think there's actually liquid above. No, it's all gas, and there's also radiation up there. There's a lot of thick radiation. So that's what that's what hydrogen even is. It is radiation. It's everything is motion based, not just when we say it's frequency based. The universe is frequency based. Yeah, it's vibratory. We say that there's a medium, and that medium is vibrating, and that's how we have existence. What we call matter is just ether in motion. Your atoms, 99% nothingness is your electrons. It's the motion of the medium that creates the appearance of matter. But it's not the motion of the medium. Honestly, the correct way to say it's it's motion itself, which is the medium. It's not that the medium is moving. It's that movement is the medium. So yeah, the movement is where we come from. We come from the equilibrium of motion, and therefore everything is in imbalance from that motion, from that equilibrium. Everything is imbalanced, everything is imperfect, everything is polarized. And if it were perfectly balanced, it wouldn't exist. It would not exist. You need that imperfection, that imbalance, that asymmetry, because perfect symmetry wouldn't exist. It wouldn't, yeah, to exist, you need to have contrast. You need to have impotency. Thanks. Thanks, Ubuko. Ubucko, sorry. I'm definitely not the only one that thinks I'm a genius. Like I said, Cat Williams only followed 700 people, and I was one of them. I talked to Royce to 5'9" while he was next to Eminem, while they were both next to Barack Obama. Oh, that was hilarious. Good times. But I ain't a fan of. I think all the presidents are like no good, no bueno. Gemini is an air sign, of course. Rubio 2028. Celebrities know what's best. It doesn't matter what others think, it's what you believe on your journey through life. Indoor or outdoor? God, man, this is some freaking crazy. This is some good ass shit. I don't know, man. This is too dank. Got it, Cloud Wizard. Thanks, brother. Will do. Yes, it is, Paula. Hey there. I'm so love you too. I'm like super lit. But I did another read aloud. What else? I just talked to Maga. She's good. And I just edited. I edited a lot of all the books. They're all like perfect now to make physical. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Whenever I'm smoking, I'm celebrating because I'm doing so much work behind the scenes. I'm just so freaking. I don't know where to start sometimes. I'm like, man, I got so much. But I think I have an idea. I'm gonna smoke this bowl. All praises to the y'all.
Kiki? All right, peace out, y'all. That's exactly what happened, brother. You guessed it.